The Tennis Gambling Podcast and the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Fantasy. Sign up with the promo code SGPN to get a $1,000 bonus credit. We're also brought by EdgeBoost. Get $50 per month cash rewards by using the link edgeboost.bet with the promo code SGPN. And welcome, everybody, to the Tennis Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It is currently Friday morning, early morning, roughly 1:45 a.m. Eastern Time on March 28th, and roast episode Scott Reichel once again going solo for this pod. Time to break down the semifinal matches in Miami taking place on Friday. So we're going to get into both matches in a second. Djokovic is taking on Dimitrov, and Mensik is taking on Fritz. Going to break both those down in a second. For that, though, I do want to recap what happened in the last episode. Overall, a great episode for us in the quarters. Had a nice sweep for the lock and a nice win with Dimitrov team total over 12.5 games at minus 126. Never in doubt. Basically the same match as the Kashanov match a couple rounds prior, as Dimitrov did eventually win, but it was competitive. It was very close, and Dimitrov, after punting away the first set with, I think, 5 set points in there, ended up bouncing back en route to a nice comeback win in the third set as he won in a breaker. So nice win there for the lock, for the dog. Nice win as well, as we had Fritz and Berrettini first set over 10.5 games at a plus 105. Not the easiest. We had a break to start by each guy, and then eventually you got a hold fest, but each set ended up going the distance. All 3 sets did finish with more than 10.5 games. So every set was very close, but we picked the first set in particular. That worked out as we ended up having a nice lock and dog sweep. I see Manzi stopping by. Nice to see you up potentially early. Don't really know where you're from, actually. The point is, though, I see Manzi stopping by. Yeah, hopefully, once again, we get another great overall, I'd say, round for us here in the semis. But point is, should be fun. Nice overall lock and dog sweep for us. I forgot what the lock run's at right now. We've lost 1 lock in like the last 2.5 weeks combined, I think. I got to look it up, but it's been a crazy run for us on locks, so that's been definitely a great run for us, and the dog, thankfully, cashed as well in the episode yesterday. Yeah, Manzi's mentioning he's in Cali, so at least you got to watch the match relatively, I'd say, early, instead of having to wait until the Fritz Marathon ended. But luckily, for us, ended up getting the lines early from a couple books. I know normally I've ranted about how some books take their sweet time to actually post lines for matches in the North American circuit, but it seems like we got the matches up early, so thankfully we were able to record late night here at around 2 a.m. Anyway, so getting into the brief recap of what happened in the quarter, starting off with the Dimitrov match. Said before, massive marathon. Dimitrov should have won straight sets, punted away 5 set points in the first set, then he came back and he won the second. Went down a break in the third. He was just completely gassed. It looked like he was out of energy, thought he was going to lose because he just looked like he couldn't really move that much anymore. Found a second wind, got the job done, and eventually did win the match, but did have some consequences as he ended up winning the match. They had to help him off the court, said he felt dizzy, brought the physio out. I believe it was after the match, and he basically, once again, could not move off the court on his own. So we'll see how he looks against Djokovic in the semis. Did have a day off because he was one of the only guys who played his quarterfinal match the day before everyone else. So we'll see if he was able to use the extra time to his advantage. But the point is, entering that, I'd say, final point onward, he was not doing too well physically. So we'll see how he looks in this one. But either way, nice win for him nonetheless. Moving on to the actual matches we ended up seeing on Thursday. Ended up seeing Mensik beat Fees in straight sets. He's been serving very well, and he was able to beat Fees in a breaker. Then Fees kind of fell apart as Mensik won 6-1 in the second set. So Djokovic beat Korda in straight sets in the second match of the day, as Djokovic should have been down potentially a set as well, as he ended up having to break back with Korda serving for the second set at 5-3. In fact, Korda actually led 5-2, only 1 break in the second set, but Djokovic fought back, eventually did get the job done there in the breaker. And then you had the Fritz Berrettini Marathon, which was an absolute punt job by Fritz in the second set. Fritz won the first set 7-5. Then I believe he ended up having 4. Oh, let me see. He had 2 match points in the Berrettini service game in the 5-6. Then he had 4 match points in the breaker in the second set. So Fritz had 6 set points in the second set, punted him, but then came back and he ended up winning the third set. So nice, I'd say, mental toughness, but at the same point for Fritz, damn, he got to convert one of those. Like, I'm just saying, a bunch of second serve returns too, and he just couldn't convert. but Fritz was able to turn a disastrous second set finale into a solid, let's say, comeback story in theory by getting the job done there in the third, as he was able to survive and advance in a very grueling 2.5-hour plus marathon against Berrettini. Anyway, before we get into the actual breakdown of the actual matches for Friday, I want to remind you once again that you can't just support the show, but like, subscribe on YouTube. And a reminder that the show is also available on audio format only in Spotify and Apple. So if you want to listen to the podcast in video format on live stream, YouTube video after, or even simulcasting on Twitter with the live stream, you can do so. That's fine. If you want to listen to audio only, that's fine too. Just don't forget to leave some feedback. Don't forget to like the actual video and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to leave a rating and a review on Spotify or Apple when you do listen to it audio only. Plus, a reminder, check out the actual merch store on the SGPN website. We have autographed Tennis Camp Podcast merch with sweatshirts, t-shirts, and mugs. High quality, different colors, and very affordable. Recommend getting yourself something there. And a great also reminder for the SGPN company, if you want to look for all of our picks and podcasts in one place, then you can just download the SGPN app free, completely free, wherever you do get your apps. So a reminder as well, we are brought to you by our sponsor, DraftKings. DraftKings is the place to bet on college basketball and March Mania. One thing is for sure, nothing is for sure. Upsets, buzzer beaters, Cinderella's advancing, top seeds going home early. It's all going to happen. Bet the unexpected every day with DraftKings Sportsbook with the live betting, exclusive content, promos, parlays. DraftKings is the ultimate college basketball destination for March. First time. That's actually a good thing because there's a good promo for you. Something special, DraftKings customers, if you're new, bet $5, get $200 in bonus bets in a second. So once again, if you do want to try something new, try to bet the unexpected with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app with the code SGP. Code SGP for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when betting just $5 on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm is the home for AI picks and props. They're already off to a great start in March Madness, helping you dominate. You can also build your custom model. It's very easy to do and very profitable. Plus, they have models for NBA, golf, and soon MLB. And you can also try it out for free for a week by using the link sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. Once again, that's a free week trial by using the actual link sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Welcome back, everyone, to the Tennis Game Podcast. Finish recapping what happened in the quarterfinals. Now it's time to get into the preview of the semifinal matches taking place on Friday. So starting off with the actual first match on the card, you have the Dimitrov match against Djokovic. Now, Joker's a massive favorite, roughly minus 420. You have Dimitrov at plus 340. For the spread here, you have a Djokovic minus 3.5 games at minus 131. You have Dimitrov plus 3.5 games here at a plus 111. The over-under in games is set at 22.5. There is juice, though, minus 122 towards the under. The over is plus 102. For the set spread, you have Joker in straight sets at minus 135. You have Dimitrov's win is set at plus 105. And for the over-under in sets, the over 2.5 sets is plus 165. Now, I have to start off with the actual head-to-head because Joker has owned the head-to-head. In fact, in their history, Joker is just fully dominant. Really no other way to put it. Dimitrov is lucky to win a match against him. In fact, Joker is 10-0. So once again, you're looking at a pretty one-sided head-to-head history where Joker's never lost to this guy. He's dropped some sets here, but I do want to point out on hardcourt, Joker has been phenomenal against Dimitrov. He has actually won 7 straight sets on a hardcourt against Dimitrov dating back to 2018. So Joker's been great so far. We ended up cashing a bet on him to win the quarter, actually, which was definitely nice as he ended up beating Court in straight sets. Hasn't dropped a set in the entire event, actually, but Joker to win the third quarter was 2-1, which was a nice win for us. Now, for the actual breakdown of the matches so far for Joker, competition, I'll admit, has not been the greatest, but he's still been able to win comfortably every step of the way as he's not dropped a set. So Joker was able to beat Hijikata in straight sets, beat Ugo Carabelli in the second round in straight sets, beat Musetti 6-2, 6-2, and beat Korda, 6-3, 7-6. So he's been playing well. Should have probably dropped the set to Korda, but still was able to bounce back, served well, and got the job done. For Dimitrov, he's had a pretty interesting path. He was able to beat Cena, relative unknown, in the first match in straight sets. Had a war against Khachanov, winning 7-5 in the third. Beat Nakashima, 6-4, 7-5, and ended up beating Sarundalo in a series marathon, down a break in the third and down, I believe it was 3-0 in the breaker, and he was able to come back and win. So Dimitrov has been playing well, but he also, he was up 3-0 in the breaker. He fought off a match point, though, in the 5-6 service game. So he fought off a match point, did win the breaker, but still, point is not the easiest match nonetheless for Dimitrov there. Now, Dimitrov does have a rest advantage because unlike Joker, he did not play yesterday as he ended up playing on Wednesday. However, said before, he was definitely physically, I'd say, feeling the effects of that marathon against Sarundalo as he had to be helped off the court, and it seemed like he was really, I'd say, struggling to actually move post-match. So we'll see if he's able to use the recovery time to bounce back. Dimitrov, though, we ended up seeing retire a couple of times pre the 1,000 tournament slate. So we'll see, once again, if he can overcome this and maybe push Joker to the brink. Do I think he will? No. I think Joker, if both guys were fully healthy, I'd probably take Dimitrov to keep it somewhat close. But based on the potential health concerns for Dimitrov and based on Joker's current form not dropping a set yet, I think Joker probably wins in straight sets. Once again, he's 10-0 lifetime, and you are looking at Djokovic, who has been dominant on hardcourt in particular against Dimitrov, winning, I think I said before, every set that he's played on hardcourt since the first set of 2018 Cincinnati. So, once again, it's been very, very lopsided. Technically, it's actually 12-1 in favor of Djokovic here, just going back. So, I don't know why the other one was lying to me. But Joker's up 12-1 in the head-to-head. He has won 10 straight. So, the point is, it has been a long time since Dimitrov's beaten him. He beat him in 2013 on clay. That's it. Joker's won every time since. So, based on the head-to-head dominance and based on the potential physical effects that, or I should say ailments that Dimitrov might be dealing with post-Sarundalo quarterfinal war, I am going to go with Djokovic to get the job done here in straight sets. Both guys have served well, but if Dimitrov really can't move that well, and it was noticeable, he was able to beat Sarundalo, but you can tell late second set, he was really struggling with his movement, and he was able to survive. But Joker will not make it as easy on him as Sarundalo did. Sarundalo made it tough at times, but we know that the unforced error count can get very high for Sarundalo, and I think Joker will do a better job of pushing Dimitrov around the court, forcing him to actually hit extra shots and not beating himself. Bad matchup for Dimitrov in general, especially now with that he's below 100%. Give me Joker in straight sets, and I am going to go with Joker to probably win comfortably in this one. Don't mind Dimitrov team total under as well, but I think Joker gets the job done in this one. Moving on to the next match, you have Fritz against Mensik. Now, Fritz is minus 240. You have Mensik at plus 200 for the game spread here. You have minus 2.5 for Fritz. You have plus 2.5 for Mensik. For the over-under, you have the over and under game set at 23.5. For the set spread, you have Fritz in straight sets at plus 115. You have Mensik to win a set at minus 145. The over 2.5 sets is around plus 130. Faced off one time before. It was in the U.S. Open a couple of years ago, and Fritz only lost 3 games in the entire match. It was 2023. Can I really use it? I'd say no. Mensik was basically 17 at that point, and now he's 19, and he's playing really well. He's going to be top 50. So I think you're looking at Mensik being in good form, only dropping 1 set in the event. Did drop the first set to a Gut, but he was able to beat Draper in straight sets, beat Safulin in straight sets at a walkover against Makic, and ended up beating Fees in straight sets. So pretty easy draw. I know Draper's difficult. He was off of the title in Indian Wells, so a bit of a letdown mentally maybe for Draper, but still a nice job by Mensik, making it deeper than people thought he was going to. The serve has been the story. Great first serve, and it's been dominant so far in the event. As for Fritz, he's been good too, only dropped 1 set, but he's had a couple of competitive sets here. Had a 7-6 against Sunigo, 1 straight sets. Had a 7-5 against Chapo, 1 in straight sets. Had a 7-5 against Walton, 1 in straight sets, and ended up having a 3-set war against Berrettini, where each set was 7-5 or 7-6, and he should have won in straight sets, but choked it before eventually rallying to win in the 3rd set. So Fritz, I understand why he's a big favorite. The question is, do you think he'll be in the right either frame of mind, both physically and mentally, potentially, of the right overall state after that marathon he had yesterday? I think he'll be fine. It is in America. He has the crowd behind him. Mensik, though, I think can showcase the powerful serve to keep Fritz off balance. We'll see if Fritz gets off to a slow start here. Both guys, though, have been very good recently in first sets. Fritz actually won the first set in 5 straight matches, and Mensik has won the first set, even going back to the Challenger circuit. He has won the first set. I have to go way back, actually. So he's won the first set in at least 10 straight matches. I want to see how far back it actually goes. But Mensik has been a very good starter so far in the past. Was able to win the first set in every match here. So 4 matches here. He won the first set in all 5 matches in the Challenger as well. Sorry, so that's 8 matches here, including the Challenger. That's 9, that's 10, 11. He's won 11 straight first sets. So Mensik, once again, has been a great starter to matches, and I do think if you're picking Mensik to keep it close, he probably does have to win the first set. But when you win 11 straight first sets, that means you're dangerous to be competitive. And the fact that it is minus 145 for him to win a set tells you Mensik is definitely alive in this matchup. I think Fritz should win. Will it be easy? No. I think Mensik will be able to serve well, and I do think that Fritz maybe will be fatigued after the Berrettini match. We know Berrettini's a great server. The backhand can be questionable, but Mensik, I do think, can showcase the firepower and the talent against what could be a fatigued opponent here. Give me Fritz in 3. I think it'll be a close matchup. Give me the over 2.5 sets, and I do think that Fritz, despite winning, is not worth the minus 240 price tag. Give me Mensik plus the games. And I am going to go with the over 2.5 sets as well in this match for around plus 130. Anyway, let's wrap it up for the preview of the semifinal matches here in Miami on Friday. Now it's time for the lock and dog picks. Forward into the actual lock and dog, remember once again, they're brought to you by Unrug, because you can use their Unrug pick'em for any sport. You go up to 100 times your money. You could also mix and match, whether it involves the NBA, MLB, college basketball, tennis, etc. And a reminder for your actual sign up, when you do enter your sign-up code for your new account, use the code SGP to go on a special first time deposit offer up to 1K bonus cash and fantasy promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by EdgeBoost, because if you want to try out EdgeBoost's Premier Visit debit card, you can definitely do so for bettors, because they allow you the ability to avoid being hassled at the sportsbook, your DFS site, etc. by every card denied. They'll not happen with the EdgeBoost card. You can also earn cash rewards, $70 per month in cash rewards by using the EdgeBoost card. You could also know that your money's safe, as the card's FCC insured and best partner credit checks fully free. When you do sign up for your card, though, use the link edgeboost.bet with the promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the Tennis Game Podcast. Finished breaking down Friday's semifinal matches, and now it's time for the lock and dog picks. For the lock, once again, team totals have been really good to us lately. We're going to stay with it. We're going to go Dimitrov team total under 10.5 games here at minus 130. It's available on Caesars. Now, DraftKings does have the same prop, Dimitrov team total being set at 9.5. So you're getting a full extra game. No questions asked, which we'll gladly do. Now, Joker's been great so far in the event. He's not dropped a set yet. I will point out that each of Joker's 4 opponents in the event has won less than 10 games. That was Korda, who won 9 yesterday. But he was the closest. But the point is, Joker's been playing great, and you're looking at Dimitrov potentially being in physical trouble because he had a bit of a health scare at the end of that Cerundolo match. Had to be helped off the court. They brought the physio out, and it seemed like he really could not move. I wonder if 24 hours is enough time to recover. You could argue maybe, but even with that being the case, Joker's been so dominant against him, it might not matter. Joker's won 9 straight hardcourt sets against Dimitrov. He has been incredible, and you are looking at Joker once again not dropping us in the entire event. I think you're looking at a good spot for Joker to look sharp after a really bad performance in Indian Wells where he lost immediately. He seems poised to get another title in Miami. He looks great. And I think that based on the overall spot that he's in, health-wise compared to Dimitrov, I think it's a good spot for him. Give me Dimitrov in a fade here. I'll go Dimitrov team total under 10.5 games at minus 130. You could argue even if Dimitrov wins a set here, he could in theory get buried in a set or two. Joker's won a couple of sets, 6-1, 6-2 in this event. So maybe Dimitrov wins a set, then completely falls out of I'd say energy, and he ends up getting buried in 2. I think Joker probably wins in straight sets, though, but I'll go with Dimitrov team total under 10.5 games at minus 130 as my lock. For my dog, I am going to go with the Fritz and Mensik match. And for this one, give me the over in the first set again. We won it in the quarters with the Berrettini match. Going to run it back. Give me the Fritz and Mensik first set over 10.5 games here at plus 135. Both guys are great at serving. We've seen Mensik serve very well here in Miami, and there have been a bunch of marathon sets for each guy in the first set of their respective tournament runs. So 4 of Fritz's last 5 matches have had a first set of at least 12 games, including the match yesterday against Berrettini, and 2 of Mensik's last 3 matches have had a tie break in the first set. So give me a close and competitive first set featuring a bunch of holds, and I think you're going to end up seeing what should be a very long first set. Mensik, I think, will serve well. The issue that Fritz might run into is fatigue, but I think he'll look fine in the first set. So I think you're going to see a pretty close, once again, battle full of firepower early on. Maybe Fritz wears down as the match goes on, but I'm not going to take that assumption for the first, I'd say, 45 minutes to an hour in this match. Give me a competitive first set between 2 good servers and give me the over in the games as a result of plus 135. So once again, the plays here for the lock and dog for the semis. The lock's going to be on Dimitrov. Team total under 10.5 games at minus 130 against Djokovic. For the dog, I am going to go with Fritz and Mensik first set over 10.5 games at plus 135. That's going to wrap it up. You can find me on Twitter, Reichel Radio. Find me on the NBA show, the OMB show as well. And a reminder back once again for the final here in Miami. Till next time, good luck to all of you and all of your bets. Bye, everyone.